in food tech right now, I say the main trends are obviously on upstream, what we call the resilient farm. So everything around regenerative agriculture, sustainable farming, livestock, or reducing livestock emission, those kind of topics. And the other one is sustainable ingredients and healthy aging. So everything that's around building new ingredients. If we talk about barriers to the expansion of the food tech ecosystem right now, there is number one, a lack of funding, number one. And number two, some kind of regulation barriers in Europe. So startups are always looking at the US, at Asia, but not at the European market. So that's a huge barrier for growth. If we look at investments as themselves, indeed, in the past couple of years, we saw a decline of funding globally and in Europe. But if we look at inside this funding in terms of categories, actually, globally, delivery rose. So there is an appetite for quick, short-term business model from investors. But actually in Europe, what we see is also a rise of delivery, but also a rise in agtech and food science funding, which is good because that means that we are becoming a hub of investment in future and long-term trends. There is a challenge around funding right now and mostly around scalability. So how do we go from nice startups doing pilots to factories, huge, large-scale facilities? To solve this problem, I think we need to look at other industries. And a good example is the electric vehicles or solar panels. If you look at that, you are the combination of venture, so funding. You are the combination of state funding. So if you look at venture or scale-up of electric vehicles, that was a lot of funding from states. If you look at batteries, etc., it's a lot of public funding. And it's also regulation, incentives. So if you buy an electrical vehicle, you have a lot of incentives. If you buy a polluting big car, petrol car, you have a lot of disincentives. So I think there is a need around that. One idea is often called the meat tax. Should we tax meat or de-tax not meat products? That could be some kind of ideas.